What's up, everybody? It's your boy KSK Sports. Before I get into it's a make or break year for Shedeur Sanders. If you could do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Like the video, comment away. But yeah, got the pleasantries out the way. Thank you for y'all support first and foremost. Yeah, make or break year for Shedeur Sanders. I say that because for quarterbacks in the NFL, from your rookie year to your second year, you're supposed to make what they call a big leap. All right. When you're a rookie, you're supposed to be given grace. We know Shedeur wasn't given a lot of grace by a lot of media members in Cleveland media, like Jason Lloyd, Mary Kay Cabot. Jason Lloyd mainly, the number one Shedeur hater. He was saying, oh, Shedeur holds on to the ball too long. Shedeur this, Shedeur that. Shedeur shouldn't even be on the team. He should be cut. There's so many distractions out there, even though we have a quarterback on the team that has settled 30 SA allegations. I guess that's no longer a distraction. I guess media forgot about that. But anyways, enough of that. Make or break year for Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, man. It's go time for Shedeur Sanders. It's time for Shedeur to go in there, learn that playbook, put in the extra work. We know Shedeur's put in the extra work. And look, man, they say Deshaun's ahead. I mean, but look, only thing we've seen in OTA so far, they ain't put no pads on yet. So it's just shorts. They're going at 65%. I would assume Deshaun is going to be ahead, considering that he's a veteran. It shouldn't be that surprising to anybody that follows football that the guy that's been in the NFL almost 10 years, he's a little bit ahead of Shedeur Sanders. That doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. It doesn't mean that Shedeur is not going to be the QB1. It just means that at this moment in time, Deshaun is right here. Shedeur is right here. It's not that big of a gap. The media will have you thinking that Deshaun Watson has this QB1 wrapped up, that he's going to be the starter for game one. Nothing has been determined yet. Nothing. They have not even put pads on yet. The media is making a bunch of assumptions based on a few practices. They've only had 3 OTAs, and they're going to have 3 more this week coming up. But make or break year for Shedeur. It starts at OTAs. It's going to go on to mandatory minicamp June 9th through the 11th. And it's going to go on to training camp leading up to preseason action. So what does Shedeur need to do for this make or break year? Shedeur needs to keep doing what he's doing. Todd Monken done said, hey, man, he's made a big leap from where we started with him to where he is now. I like that. Some people, they didn't like, what that entailed. I'm looking at it from Shedeur, from where he was last year with Kevin Stefanski to now. I think in the process of a couple months, Todd Monken's probably had to break down a lot of stuff that Shedeur did last year with Kevin Stefanski that didn't work. He needs to break that, get him out of bad habits, and build him back up, all right, to where he was at his senior year at Colorado. Because when he was at Colorado and he had weapons around him, he was spectacular, okay? You put a squad around Shedeur. He's shown throughout his career that he can rise to the occasion and be him, all right? Now the Browns, they have talent around them. They got new receivers. They got a revamped offensive line. So for me, if you roll with Shedeur as your starter from game one, Shedeur is going to prove that last year he was not getting the proper tutelage under Kevin Stefanski. And in due time, Shedeur, he's going to get it. And he's going to be able to move this offense. This offense will become dynamic under Shedeur Sanders because he has the locker room. He has the skills. He has the intangibles. That's the thing people don't talk about in Cleveland media. They don't talk about Shedeur's intangibles. They want to talk about everything like, oh, he doesn't see the field properly. He doesn't make tight window throws. That's what Jason Lloyd was trying to say all throughout Shedeur's 7-game run. Then he wrote an article about it. It's like, bro, you're doing too much. It's funny that there's so many quarterbacks that broke down, like former quarterbacks that played, that broke down, hey, man, this is where Shedeur made a tight one to throw. Hey, this is where Shedeur, he looked pretty good. Hey, this is what Shedeur needs to work on. But people listening to journalists, like, I mean, guys like Kurt Warner, they're telling you, guys like Chase Daniels, who played the game at the highest level. I mean, you got two different perspectives. Chase Daniels was a career backup. You got Kurt Warner, Hall of Fame. Both of them, to some degree, have said, hey, man, if you build around Shedeur gonna be the guy in Cleveland. Bernie Kosar, man, when you get a cosign from Bernie Kosar, the Browns legend, that's when you know that you're on the right track. But make or break year. It's a make or break year for the simple fact that Shedeur needs to prove that he's the guy. Like he said, I'm what the Cleveland Browns have been looking for. He needs to prove to upper management that they don't need to go get a quarterback in the first round in 2027. Now, we've heard that, this past draft in the 2026 draft, that there's going to be all kind of first round picks. It's going to be like 5 or 6 first round picks. I mean, this is going to be a can't miss draft. And what? Well, who got picked in the first round? Fernando Mendoza, and then the Rams overreached for Ty Simpson. So they're saying all these things like, hey, it's going to be like 7 or 8 first round quarterbacks next year. Cleveland's going to be able to get their quarterback in the future. Well, here's the thing. It would be a lot better for the Cleveland Browns under the current contract of Shedeur Sanders for him to pop off. It'll be this is how you build a Super Bowl type of team. You get a quarterback on a really cheap deal before you have to pay them. You build around the team, and then you go from there. You get the right coach, you get the right quarterback, and you can make the playoffs like that. All right, a lot of people are down on the Cleveland Browns. I'm not down on my Cleveland Browns. I trust Todd Monken, and I trust Shedeur Sanders. I think you got the quarterback, and you got the coach in place for the Cleveland Browns. I don't even know why y'all even looking at Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is old news. I don't get it. I don't get what you get out of playing Deshaun Watson. It does not help the Browns move forward. It keeps you stagnant, and it keeps you tied down to that egregious contract that they gave him. If you go with Shedeur, you can turn the page on the Deshaun Watson, ERROR, error, and era, ERA. You can just wipe the book clean and be like, hey, Shedeur's our guy. And it just is what it is. Deshaun, you're just going to have to sit on the sideline and hold a clipboard. You're going to be the most expensive clipboard holder that we have. All right? So we can prove that Shedeur is either our guy going forward in 2027, or we need to change and pivot and have him be the backup to the quarterback that we get in the draft. I'm not saying that, in a malicious way. I'm just saying that's the business of the NFL. That's why this is a make or break year for Shedeur Sanders, because he needs to go out and prove that, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm the guy for the Cleveland Browns moving forward. Okay? Then they can really, truly build around Shedeur Sanders. I think they're building the pieces. I think this is an audition run for Shedeur Sanders in 2026. I think if he wins the audition, he beats out Deshaun Watson, which I think he's going to beat out Deshaun Watson. Because when it comes down to preseason action, all right, Deshaun Watson very, very well might be QB1 on the depth chart, leaving minicamp after June 11th, before their break until they come back for training camp, and the lead up to the preseason action, and then the lead up, the vamp up to the regular season. That doesn't mean that Deshaun Watson will be the QB1 September 13th. I'm not really worried about that, because I know when Shedeur gets out on the field in preseason action, and he's able to get this new system instilled. He's able to build camaraderie. He's actually throwing 2 ones this year. That is huge, okay? He was not given the opportunity to throw to the starters last year under Kevin Stefanski. He's already way ahead of where he was last year in 2025. He did not throw to the ones until the week of leading up to the Raiders game. And actually, no, that's not true. The first time he threw 2 ones was in game against the Ravens. I mean, what do you expect? You have no camaraderie with the players that you have on the field currently. You throw Shedeur into the mix in that game, and it looked bad because Shedeur didn't have any camaraderie built up with the team, and he hadn't taken any reps with the ones. He didn't even take a snap with the center in the game. That was the first time he took a snap with the center. Surprised if memory serves me right, I mean, I think there was 1 or 2 like situation with the snap to Shedeur, but there wasn't any fumbles caused. But I mean, what do you expect is going to happen when you haven't had any snaps with this guy? Like, you need to build up some camaraderie with your center if you're a quarterback. I'm just saying. But yeah, make or break year for Shedeur. He got to go out there, win some games, go out there, put some great tape out there, and make that decision really hard for the Cleveland Browns. Like, hey, I mean, we gotta announce that Shedeur is our QB1 going into 2027 if he goes out and throws for 3,500 yards in 17 games. He goes out and has 25 touchdowns to like 8 picks or something like that. If he has a season like that, that's your quarterback going forward. That 3,500 yards, 25 and 8. I mean, that's a pretty good season. Just saying, it's a pretty good season. And if they they go 10-7, what are we talking about here? Make or break year for Shedeur. Hey, he made it. He made it. If that's Shedeur's stats for 2026, and he's allowed to start all 17 games, if he's named the starter, Shedeur's been extremely durable throughout his career. Shedeur's going to start all 17. God forbid some catastrophic, injury. I mean, it is football at the end of the day, but from a durability standpoint, Shedeur is extremely durable. And I don't get why national media, they're not bringing the durability aspect of this quarterback room. Deshaun has not been able to stay healthy in 2023 or 2024. What makes me think that Deshaun all of a sudden is going to be a good quarterback and he's going to stay healthy? I don't know. I just don't get the sentiment from media. They're thinking that Deshaun's going to be healthy and he's going to be good. That's a lot asking for a guy that's been neither his whole tenure with the Cleveland Browns. Back to Shedeur. Make or break year. It's definitely make or break year. Shedeur, I got faith in you. Go out there, win that quarterback job, whether it be now at OTAs, whether it be at training camp, whether it be at in the preseason action where you clearly show that in-game action that you're better than Deshaun, which I wholeheartedly believe at this point in their careers that you go with the young guy, even if it's close. It's close right now. Deshaun's not head and shoulders above Shedeur Sanders. If it's close, you always go with the young guy. Media's being super disingenuous here. Like, if it's even remotely close, you always go with the younger guy. Deshaun Watson, he has to go out and blow Shedeur away for Shedeur not to be QB1, in my opinion. All right, KSK Sports rolling out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make a break here for Shedeur. I think Shedeur is definitely going to make it in 2026 and be the quarterback of the future for the Cleveland Browns, moving forward into the dome era of the Cleveland Browns. All right, KSK rolling out. Peace.